Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video, something that I've never seen done on YouTube before, and I thought it would be really interesting for those of you who maybe are just getting into the beauty world, or those of you who like to save money like me, or maybe you just find this interesting. I don't know, but I thought this would be kind of an interesting topic. And I'm somebody that really likes drugstore makeup. I buy tons and tons and tons of drugstore makeup. I do go into Sephora and I do buy high-end products on occasion, but I find that drugstore makeup is really, really good. And I know some people love high-end makeup, and that is totally okay too. There's nothing wrong with liking high-end makeup and only wanting to buy high-end makeup. I think it kind of just depends on the person. But I wanted to make a video about like beauty products or beauty items that you don't have to buy high-end or that you shouldn't buy high-end. And by saying this, I just kind of feel like there's some beauty items out there that are so amazing in the drugstore, or you just don't notice a humongous difference between the items in high-end and drugstore. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just not that different, and you could totally steer clear of them in places like Sephora or Macy's or things like that. And as somebody that likes to save money, I thought this would be a really cool way to just kind of throw a different topic out there and kind of see what your guys' opinions are as well. So like I said, I'm not the end-all in opinions, and this is just my own personal thoughts and opinions on this. And I really want to know in the comments, like, what are products you steer clear of in Sephora? Like when you walk into Sephora, what are the items that you do not look for? You just are like, I'm sticking to the drugstore version because it's just as great, and what items that you like to buy high-end. I think it's a really, really interesting topic of conversation. So let's go ahead and get started with my list. Alright, so first on my list is mascara, and I love some high-end mascaras. I love the Lancome mascara, and I love the They're Real Benefit mascara. Those are my two favorite high-end mascaras. They're amazing, but they're definitely not something that I feel like I can't live without. And there's definitely drugstore mascaras that I feel like are just as good, that give me the exact same results, and there are so many options in the drugstore for mascaras. You are bound to find one that you love. There's different formulas, there's different brushes, and I do not feel like the price tag on high-end mascaras is really worth it, because I feel like you can get exactly the same thing at the drugstore. Some of my favorite drugstore mascaras would be this one. This is a Supersizer mascara by CoverGirl. I've bought like 3 of these, and I also bought a waterproof one when I was in Hawaii, which works amazing, by the way. And I love this one. It's by CoverGirl. I also love the CoverGirl Lash Blast. I love the Jordana one. There's so many good drugstore mascaras. High-end mascaras to me just aren't worth that extra money. Okay, next is the Beauty Blender, and I used to be obsessed with the Beauty Blender. I used to buy the Beauty Blender all the time because the main reason was because I couldn't ever find the dupe or the knockoff. And this is the dupe. This is the Real Technique sponge, and I couldn't find this for the life of me because it's so popular. But when I saw it at Walmart, I was like, oh my god, I bought them out, literally. I bought like 4. And this is exactly the same as the Beauty Blender, just so much cheaper. And you aren't gonna notice that much of a difference between this and the Beauty Blender. You know, you see some reviews on YouTube here and there, like comparing the two, and sometimes they'll like find like these tiny little minute details on why they're different, but I promise you, you're not going to notice a difference between this and the Beauty Blender. The only difference you're going to notice is the price tag. So the next product is clear mascara, and I use clear mascara on my eyebrows every day. I usually do my eyebrow powder, and then I'll go over the top of that with some clear mascara just to make sure they stay in place all day. And you can get clear mascara high-end or drugstore, but you are not gonna notice a difference between the two. I usually just get the Maybelline one in the green and pink bottle. It's just clear, it holds my, you know, eyebrows in place. You are really not gonna notice a difference if you buy high-end or drugstore. I don't know what brands sell high-end clear mascara, probably like Anastasia or something like that, but yeah. Never would I go into Sephora and be like, I'm gonna go buy a clear brow gel today. Like, it's just not something that you need to buy high-end. Okay, so the next one is something that I may get people disagreeing with me on, which is totally fine. But I think that you could definitely skip out on high-end liquid eyeliner. So the reason I say this is because I feel like there's a lot of like different options for liquid eyeliner in the drugstore. There's so many different types. There's the brush tips, there's the markers, there's the pen tips, there's all different types, and I feel like you just have to find the right one that works for you. Another thing I've noticed with eyeliners or liquid eyeliners is the packaging is the same. Like sometimes I wonder if, you know, they're the same manufacturers, they just stick a different, you know, name on it. For example, so I use this one. This is the Eye Booster Physicians Formula pen, and this is my favorite eyeliner. It's amazing. The Jessie's Girl, which is even cheaper than this, is the exact same packaging, guys. Exactly the same. And I was using the Lorac one, which is way more expensive. It's a high-end brand, way more expensive than this, but the packaging is exactly the same. You would not know the difference. I just find that there's a lot of matching packagings when it comes to liquid eyeliners. Another favorite is the Maybelline Line Stiletto. A lot of people like that one. A lot of people like the Maybelline Precision Liner. So I've never bought a high-end liquid liner except for the Lorac one, but then I found the exact dupe with the same packaging, and I haven't noticed a difference ever since. So not only that, but I find that with liquid eyeliners, you have to buy them quite frequently. It's kind of like mascaras. You just run out of them. You have to buy them, you know, multiple times a year. And I'm not going to spend, you know, $20 on an eyeliner every time I need to buy one. You know, this is 10, the Jessie's Girl is like 5, you know, so if you can save money on something that you're purchasing that frequently, it's definitely worth it. Okay, next would be face powder, and face powder is a big one, guys, and I bet you I'm gonna get a lot of people agreeing with me on this. You do not need to buy face powder from Sephora or a high-end makeup line. I have tried like Makeup Forever and things like that, and Makeup Forever and stuff is expensive. And my Makeup Forever HD powder, the translucent one, is great, but I don't notice a difference between that and like my e.l.f. one or my a bunch of other ones that I have. I love Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. It's the most amazing mattifying powder on the market, and it's like $5, and I swear if you stuck that in like a Tarte packaging, you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Do you know what I mean? So I would definitely skip out on high-end powders. You are not going to tell the difference. I never walk into Sephora thinking, I need a new powder today. I'm going to go find one that's $25, $30 and purchase it, you know, especially when I can find something exactly the same for like $5. A powder is a powder to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, but I just don't feel like powders differ that much. Okay, next is black kohl eyeliners, and this is something that I feel like some people may disagree with me as well, but I find that black kohl liners are all over the place in the drugstore. Like, you will find a black kohl liner that works for you somewhere in the drugstore. I have tried so many drugstore black kohl liners, and so many of them have worked for me. And I've never really noticed too much of a difference between high-end kohl liners and drugstore ones. Like, I find that they last about the same. I never have found a high-end liner that's like crazy at lasting power or anything. I feel like they're all kind of the same. They all go into my waterline about equal. I love the Rimmel one, I love the Jordana one, I love the Maybelline one. The only thing you have to make sure is they say kohl in the title, and when they say kohl, it usually means that they're going to be really, really soft. They're going to glide right into your waterline. They're going to be nice and black. Okay, last but not least is eyelashes, and this is something that I think people will disagree with me again, but if you're somebody that doesn't wear eyelashes like on a regular basis and you just wear them on occasion, I definitely feel like the drugstore is the perfect place to buy them. The Ardell Wispies and the Demi Wispies are really, really amazing. They look really natural. I'm actually wearing them today, and they just look really, really great on your eye. They look natural. I just don't find that lashes are worth spending the extra money on. They have some really unique shapes in the drugstore, and I just find that you can really find some good lashes in the drugstore. I know some people will disagree. Some people like to really experiment with some bold, crazy lashes, and those are a little bit harder to find in the drugstore, but if you're somebody that likes the natural look, with fake lashes, definitely stick with like Ardell, and you'll be totally fine, and you'll be saving a ton of money. So that is it for my list of products to stay away from in the higher end stores. I hope it was interesting for you. Like I said, when I go into Sephora, like, I love going to Sephora, and I love buying stuff at Sephora. Usually the types of things I stick with is like lipsticks, lip glosses, eyeshadows, blushes, highlighters, you know, those types of products that have pigment, that you can really tell the difference between texture and pigmentation and like color and things like that. Like those are the fun things to buy. I just feel like it's more worth it to buy some things over other things. So let me know if you guys agree with me on this, and let me know if you would add anything to the list or take anything off of the list. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe as well. The subscribe button is down below. It's the little red bar. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!